intertwined with somebody, not being able to just say, hey, whatever, I'm gonna leave, I can do it, because I really couldn't. I didn't necessarily know how to get out of it. And eventually just the hits and the kicks and the punches, they would hurt physically for the first couple of minutes. My son was just looking at this, and he saw it as if it was normal. It's not normal to get burnt on your legs with a lighter. It's not normal to put a belt around your neck. It's not normal, you know. And my son didn't even flinch. And I knew that I couldn't run with a baby. So I was paying daycare, and I'm working at a clothing store and working at the library. And some of my coworkers at the library knew the situation. They saw the situation. They saw the physical marks. They saw things that I was going through. Again, SCAP comes back into my life, and I said, I need help. I need you guys to get me to a safe place. They put me in one of the DV shelters, and then I was moved to Sojourn House. I made great connections at Sojourn House. I always knew that I could come to SCAP, and it was more or less like a home. You know, I can go there, like I need help, and I wouldn't be judged. I knew with the resources that I have come to gain, I knew that I was able to actually do what I had to do. It meant so much more to me now to finish and get this training, and that was a step closer for me to become financially independent. And I remember getting called back to SCAP to do speaking engagements for the new students, and answering questions and letting them know, you know, what kind of a program this is, you know, how beneficial it is. And I mean, it's the least that I could do when it came, you know, to SCAP, because at the end of the day, they have helped mold me into this person that I am today. You know, they gave me the tools, they gave me the resources for me to move forward. And I'm not done yet, but, you know, to move forward, there's always situations where you may find yourself alone, no money, hungry, or whatever. I say this, you have to be proactive. You have to make that phone call to change your life. I am going to continue moving forward, and I'm going to get what ultimately I want, the American dream, you know, and that will bring me such joy to my heart.
Hello again. America is a country that has long prided itself in determination and hard work. We love stories about people who achieve economic success by putting in long hours and working harder than everyone else. However, we sometimes overlook that low-wage earners, people who are underemployed, others with low educational attainment, or those who are lacking specific industry skills, often work long hours without getting ahead. Without a high school diploma, not enough money to pay the rent, or to pay for food, and a lack of resources for childcare, tough choices in crisis problem solving becomes an everyday occurrence. As one customer said, I drop my child off to school every day even though she's sick, because if I miss work again, I will lose my job. I can't pay for someone to take care of her because that will leave me short on my rent. We walk for 8 blocks. I drop her off and then I walk to my job about a mile away. I need the money. This is what I have to do today. I can't think about tomorrow. Each year, hundreds of people walk through SCAP's door looking for a chance to change their lives. SCAP offers the opportunity, but the participants do the work. They may sometimes make progress in small steps, but they always develop a sense of accomplishment and success. This success is attained by the valuable support of SCAP and their new network of fellow participants and employees. For nearly 40 of our 50 years in business, SCAP has provided employment services. Known in the 70s as non-traditional career pathways, we provide training for women in weatherizing homes. SCAP has also provided and built and ran the first solar greenhouse and expanded services to unemployed women in Albany, Saratoga, Fulton, and Montgomery counties. Along the way, SCAP shared stories and statistics that helped us all understand the barriers faced by women needing paid employment, especially after years of taking care of their families, and also the effects of divorce on a woman's economic stability. Having seen many transitions in the workforce over 50 years, SCAP added case management and therapeutic service to help reduce barriers. Our participants identified their strengths through self-assessment, learn and sharpen their computer skills, and gain an understanding of today's jobs and what it takes to successfully maintain employment. Over the last 50 years, SCAP has encouraged and supported thousands of people to return to college. Through our partnership with SCCC, Schenectady County Community College, and FMCC, Fulton Montgomery Community College, we are a pathway to a variety of professional credentials with an opportunity for job growth and development. With the combination of classroom instruction, training in our computer labs, and hand-on experience, combined with job search and job retention supports, we are able to meet the demands of today's workers. Our career navigators have developed a collaborative relationship with local businesses. We conduct mock interviews and job placement services. Applicants gain skills that are recognized by a variety of industries. These skills enhance their resumes and help them obtain the job they desire. Our retention services then takes over to support the new employee. This support helps the employee to focus on the job by receiving help when problems arise, such as difficulties with childcare or other basic needs. There is no doubt that the foundation of case management helps to develop workable solutions. The results and outcomes of our job placement far exceed workforce development standards. 90% of participants who complete our program find employment in a job with the potential of growth. Many long-term relationships are developed, and as Crystal mentioned in our video, participants frequently return to offer support to others. There is no doubt that the foundation of case management helps to develop workable solutions. All of our awards tonight have access to our employment services, and as mentioned earlier, it's an essential ingredient of our two-generation accord. And now we have our next awardee.
My name is Tammy Perkins. I am the HR coordinator with Visiting Nurses. I love HR work. I love it. I love the interaction with people. I'm a people person. I became a mom at 17. I had my daughter. Me and my husband, we moved to Schenectady when I was 18 and pregnant with my second child. And from that point, I went to school for my GED. It took me about maybe a year to actually get my GED. It was like I hit the lotto. I was just so excited from that. My first job was at the dollar store, and I did that part-time after school. But it was tough. I was making minimum wage with 3 kids. My husband is working a night shift, and just trying to make ends meet was really tough for us. And I decided, you know what, I wanted to do something better. And I wanted to make a good impression on my kids. To let them know it doesn't matter where you come from and what your struggles are, you can get through it, and you can get through it doing the right thing. So that's when I went back to school. I went to SUC, Schenectady County Community College, for business administration. And I was taking courses there. Coming home, trying to do homework with 3 kids at home, it was tough. But within that 6 months, I got a job, and they hired me first as a receptionist. And I was there for about a year, and this HR position came available. Once I got into the HR position, I loved it. It was more like people coming to me, needing me for something, and being able to help them was really, really fulfilling for me. I left that job. I went to Hoffman Car Wash, where I was an HR generalist, and I was there for 8 years. When I got laid off from Hoffman after 8 years, it was a little tough for me. So one of my friends was telling me about this program at SCAP. They give you the CNA certification, it's in the healthcare field. Going through the program, I felt a little out of place because I was the oldest one in the class. It was like I was trying to nurture the younger people in the class. After I received my CNA certificate, I worked for a nursing home for a year and a half. I did that part-time. Although I love doing that type of work and I love helping people, watching someone's health decline, I personally could not take that. After I left the healthcare, the CNA position, I went back to HR, but it was for a healthcare company. And that's why I say I'm an advocate for the home health aides and the CNAs, the PCAs, because when they come in, I know what type of work they do. I know how the job is. So they feel like they have someone in their corner. Someone that actually listens to them. Someone that actually knows what they're going through. So to me, that's big. I have the best of both worlds. I have my HR experience and my healthcare experience, all in one job. And SCAP made me prepared to do that. They really have.
So we have one more awardee coming up shortly, and so that means that at the beginning of that video, the silent auction is closed. So if you want to check your bids, now is the time. Also want to remind you that there are staff people selling raffle tickets again. All these proceeds benefit SCAP, so your generosity is most appreciated. Before we move on, I just want to give one additional special shout out to our signature lead sponsor tonight, DePaul Properties, and Gillian Condi is here. Gillian, would you stand up for just a moment and be recognized by everybody here? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your generous support of this event. And now, here's Deb.
Okay, this is completely off script, but I honestly cannot help myself. If you heard a little commotion up here, the reason is that we were just told that this week Habitat for Humanity approved a house for Crystal. I don't know where Crystal is. Crystal, there she is in the back. Congratulations. Thank you, Habitat. Okay, so throughout our program tonight, you've heard about the importance of partnership at SCAP. At the core of who we are as a community action agency is the founding principle of partnership with community-based agencies, neighborhood groups, local businesses, our customers, elected officials, and you. Partnership is so important to SCAP, we put it in our strategic plan. We measure our progress agency-wide. Most of our new projects over the last 5 years have been partnerships, aligning practices and outcomes that make us dependent on each other's success ensures we work together when times get tough. By doing so, we link our resources to the success of our partnerships. I'm often asked how we manage to partner so successfully. It's that core value, who we are meant to be, and the many people before us at SCAP who instilled this value. As you can see, when you're looking at the silent auction items, you're actually seeing timelines that some extremely dedicated staff at SCAP put together after looking through 50 years of binders. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed them and taken a look at them. One event that underscored the importance of partnership was Hurricane Irene. Community Crisis Network partners, I think Bob Careau is here still, but I'm not 100% sure, but he was with us, mobilized at the request of county officials, and within days we were going door to door to assess the needs of those affected and offer assistance. When FEMA came, we were actually asking them not to duplicate what we had already done, which is really unheard of. SCAP was proud to be at the center of that work with our partners. There are many friendly faces here tonight, and so I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of you, past, present, and future partners, for your contributions to community action over the last 50 years, your dedication to the community, and your commitment to SCAP's mission to help people help themselves. We know that SCAP is stronger, more diverse, and more valuable to the community because of you. In each of our segments, you've heard mention of our partnerships. If we left anyone out, it isn't because you aren't important. We hope you will pardon our temporary self-centeredness as we celebrate 50 years of community action. Our final awardee tonight came to us as a parent in our early learning program years ago and returned to us recently as a child care partner last year. And now our final awardee.
My name is Dominica Turner. I have an early Head Start program in Schenectady, New York, and I'm also a registered nurse. I've been a registered nurse for almost 5 years. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. I lived with my grandmother for the first 5 years of my life. My mother, she was into the streets, so was my father. I was born addicted to crack cocaine. So I couldn't go home with my mother. So I had to either go into the system or a family member had to take care of me. My grandmother, she was such a positive influence, in my life. From the time I was born, I knew that I could rely on her. Grandma was always there, open arms. And so when I came up here in 2004, I was 18 years old, and I had a 2-month-old baby. Schenectady Healthy Films, I had a nurse that came by to the house. So she told me about SCAP and told me to apply for Head Start for the baby, because I explained to her what I was trying to do as far as going to nursing school and stuff like that. And so I applied. And my son was able to get in, which was really, really, really nice. It was very, very, very helpful. The teachers were excellent. He knew how to read by the time he graduated there, so it was really nice. He went to kindergarten knowing how to read. The teachers were very helpful. We had a family worker. If you needed anything, you were able to call them, and they helped you, which allowed me to pursue going to school so I can become a nurse. So it's great. I worked as a nurse at Ellis Hospital on a cardiac unit. I loved it. The patients came from having open heart surgery, and we had to take care of them. Again, now I'm taking care of people, but it was just becoming too much. I said, you know what, I really need to spend more time with my kids. That's what my focus needs to be. And I said, I'm going to go and open up a daycare so that I can do that and be there for them as much as I can. So that's what I did. In 2013, I decided to open a daycare. But I always said I wanted to be an education center. That was my goal. I wanted to educate the kids, and I didn't feel I could do it on my own, like I needed help. With that. And so the opportunity had came about the Early Head Start Partnership. The partnership has been great. A lot of support from the Early Head Start program, a lot of support, a lot of professional development. I said, oh, interesting. This is something that I want to do. SCAP has provided for me an opportunity for my son to provide education, support. And so as an Early Head Start program, I'm paying it forward. Being in that situation with my son and having had the support from SCAP and them providing me this awesome, education for my son, I'm able to do the same for the parent. My advice for others is just to stay focused, set goals, work on accomplishing those goals, and don't let nothing get in your way. The eggplant might not work. You might have to have a B or a C. It doesn't matter. Don't stop. You keep going.
You should all know that Dominique is not just a child care provider. She's actually an employer, and she employs other people. And I am thrilled to welcome you to the stage tonight to receive your award, Dominique. Thank you.
So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite all of our award winners to come forward over here to the side. And as they do, I just would like to parrot what Dominica just told us in the video about setting goals and never stopping, going forward, moving forward always. I mean, this is advice for all of us, but just tremendous, tremendous advice. So our award winners, please, step on up here to the side for a photo. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the award winners tonight. Father Michael Hogan, Spirit of Community Action Award winner. A round of applause. So while they get organized for their photo, we're going to announce the raffle winners. So if you could put raffle tickets in there. If I could ask the baskets, the bags to come forward, and Cora, if you could come and join me up here to draw these tickets, that would be great. Now, if you've been bidding on a silent auction item, they're at the registration table where you came in, and you can go check and see if your bid was the high bid, and then they'll be happy to relieve you of a check or credit card swipe for the value of your silent auction item. Cora, here we go. Right. So the first drawing is for canvas, corks, and forks. It's a great place to go. You have a little sip of wine, eat some mac and cheese, and paint something. And the winning ticket is 2095326. 2095326. Come on down. Red ticket 5326. Anybody? I'll draw another one because there's nobody coming forward. Yellow ticket 736505. 736505. Here she comes. Oh, there she goes. Here she comes. All right, good. She pulled both of us, so you got to give us a thing. All right, this is the movie night at home. Oh, where should she go? Just don't go away. Go right on over there. All right. This is the movie night at home. Draw a ticket, please. Good. All right. So the winning ticket is a yellow ticket again. 736502. 736502. Oh, there it goes. Okay, good. All right. That's the movie night at home. All right, what's next?
This is the youth jewelry.
The youth jewelry produced by youths. All right, and a yellow ticket. The winner is 736630. 630. 736630. Come on down. Anybody? 736630. Going once. Going twice. 736-542. 542. 542. 736-542. Yellow. Where? Hard work put in to make this event a success.
Well, I'm Margaret Holliday. I'm Margaret Holliday. I'm a member of the board of directors and also chair of this evening's event. I hope you all had a good time. I want to thank you all for being here, friends, family, dignitaries. We're so happy to have you here and celebrating our 50 years of service in this community. I know you've all had a chance to listen to our awardee stories, and I hope you've had a chance to look at the timelines and walk away today with a better knowledge of our organization. We are really very proud to have provided such a wide range of services in this community over the past 50 years, and we're so glad to have been able to celebrate this with you. I want to thank a few people here. I want to thank our Nate Giroux Jazz Trio for volunteering their time and their talent tonight. Was it great? Yeah. And Skip Scarlata and his staff, I want to give a shout out to them here at the Riverstone Manor for providing such excellent service. Fred Daniels. Fred, what can I say? Fred is the owner of Daniels Media and Communications. He's been our MC tonight, and as always, a pleasure to work with. Thank you, Fred. I want to thank our board of directors for their support and their assistance. And last but not least, our staff. We at SCAP have a great staff, and they have worked timelessly helping us put this event together. I want to thank them for all their time and their talent and their effort that they put in to make this evening a success. I hope you've had a good time. I know that we have. Before we leave, though, I have just a little bit of a message from our children at the Early Learning Center. If you'll take a look at the monitors.